Red flags of a narcissist. Some signs you are dealing with a narcissistic person. People can have one or two of the characteristics. Some are human nature. Doesn't mean they are a true narcissist. They could just be a negative person or a very confident person within themselves. They could just be having a bad day. If they don't go around exploiting others, if they don't have a sense of entitlement within them and within what they do, if they can show genuine empathy towards others, if they can admit to a mistake, offer a genuine apology and accept responsibility, they most likely do not have the disorder. Observe the actions of those around you. It's not what they say, it's also what they do. Also listen to how they speak of others. Do they put people down who are doing well? Do they exaggerate their achievements to sound better than what they are, or to sound better than someone else's achievements? Do they put you down on things you're doing well at, or make you question yourself with things such as, are you sure? Do you really want to? When you're trying to take your life somewhere and they're trying to hold you back, do they seem to want to hold you back? Sometimes it's best to keep your dreams to yourself because not everyone will be happy for you. I'm Elizabeth Shaw. Welcome to the channel, which is all about the narcissistic personality disorder, to give you more understanding of those you might have been dealing with or are dealing with in your life, and how to handle them if you can't go no contact, and ways to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is red flags, some signs that you could be dealing with a narcissistic person. Not all people that show some of these signs have the disorder. Some people are just charming, others just lack patience. But here are some warning signs. Superficial charm. They are extremely charming at the start, perfect in every way, and they move your relationship forward fast, often wanting to move into your home quickly. Nobody falls in love faster than a narcissist needing somewhere to live. Fast involvement. They need you, and no one else has ever understood them as you understand them. They've never met anyone like you before. They're very quick at saying I love you and wanting you to say I love you back. After the charm, the quick involvement, they can be quick to turn into someone you didn't meet, leaving you to wonder what just happened. Attention. It's all about them. They use the words me, my, I a lot within their sentence structure. As to a narcissist, it is all about me, myself, and I. They have a real sense of entitlement and they require constant, excessive admiration, seeking constant praise. If they do anything, they want recognition for doing it. Nothing is done from the goodness of their own heart or because they genuinely care about you. It's either to get some form of attention or to exploit someone in some way. The fragile, vulnerable narcissist will often play the victim for attention and to exploit people. The grandiose will often play the hero, and they can cross over to meet their need at any given time. Patience. As they have an exaggerated sense of self-importance, pay close attention to see if the person is quick to anger if something doesn't go their way, such as when they're stuck in traffic, no parking spot available, in a restaurant waiting to be served, fast food taking a little bit longer than they want it to. Everyday life, look at how they treat others too. How do they act towards the other people around you? Listen to how they talk about others. Do they discuss family, friends, staff in a positive way, or do they criticise those around them? Conversations. When first getting to know them, they might ask a little too much about you, wanting to know everything about you, things you often feel uncomfortable discussing. Although they will do their best to make you feel at ease so that you open up, Once they've got that information, they will quickly talk more and more about themselves. Some people do this anyway, but if they don't seem to be genuinely listening to what you're saying, not having that two-way conversation, more of a competition, and only they interrupt, they only interpret their opinions and their thoughts. They're not interested in getting to know your viewpoints, getting to see different perspectives. Then they're most likely not interested in other people's viewpoints or perspectives. They're only interested in living life their way and only their way, and they are not looking for any form of compromise. Controlling. At first they might ask where you want to go, then it'll soon be about what they want, what they wish to do, wanting to know where you are and when, making important decisions without you. And at the start, it can just be those what seem to be like loving messages of how are you, where are you, what are you doing, where it just seems like loving messages, but it's actually them wanting to know what you are up to. They might start taking over your finances, wanting passwords. They might claim trust issues from past relationships, so they want passwords we've nothing to hide from each other, but they'll not want to give you their passwords. They might be controlling the conversations. Life outside the family home, if they've moved in quick, looks very different to inside the family home. They will put on a grand show of what the relationship is like to others. A lack of responsibility. Yes, they want control over you, control over finances. As for responsibility, they only want responsibility if they can take credit for something that's good. They don't want responsibility for anything that's negative. Therefore, if they do something that society might judge as immoral or wrong, if they make a mistake as they believe themselves to be perfect, they will shift the blame onto those around them to escape all accountability. Selfish. Yes, there are some very selfish people in society, and not all are narcissists. If they seem to think the world owes them something, spends all your money before their own, or they don't have as much money as they said in the start of the relationship and are now dependent on your cash. Some might shower you with their money. Then when you're in too deep, find ways to stop you from earning money so that you are reliant upon them for money. Often narcissists think they're invincible and above the law. They have a lot of double standards. So they are happy for you or someone to do for them, yet they are unlikely to do it in return for you. They expect special favours from those around them and unquestioning compliance with their expectations. They will rarely do any favours in return. They lack in respect of others' boundaries. They are a toddler who never grew up, never learned right from wrong, just how to sulk, pity play, stomp their feet, intimidate, and demand to get their own way. Or you suffer until they get their needs met. How to spot a narcissist? Say no and watch all the manipulative methods that they then go through. Look at how they are when they ask someone something. How do they treat that person? If they ask their mother, their brother, their sister, their aunt, their friend, if they ask them something and that person says no, watch how they then talk about that person. Watch how they then treat that person. Stubborn. Yes, people can be opinionated and they can be stubborn, yet good people will see others' viewpoints or a look, even if they don't want to agree. It's when someone is stubborn to the extreme on their own viewpoints, only ever interested in their own personal opinion and their own personal agenda. And people can be interested in their own agenda, but they don't go around exploiting others and they don't go around hurting others to get their own needs met. Genuine empathy. A narcissist seems to lack empathy for others, although because they have cognitive empathy, they can look like they've got empathy. So you've got to see whether it's genuine. Watching something where most people would be feeling towards what the character is going through, yet a narcissist would just not be able to relate to how that character feels, or they might even say that the character deserved it in some way. Watch how they treat animals. Many a narcissist treat animals poorly. See if they have a remarkable inability or unwillingness to recognise the needs and the feelings of others. Do they do very little or nothing to help those around them unless they can get something in return from it? A narcissist does lack in empathy, and people who lack in empathy are not the kinds of people you want to be around. But as I say, because they have that cognitive empathy, they can act empathetically when needed. So sometimes you have to dig a little deeper, just like I say, watching those TV shows, see how they talk about characters that are suffering in some way. Do they delight in it, or can they relate to it? Critical. They may be critical of you or others and then brush it off with, you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, I'm only messing, I'm only joking, you misunderstood me, they misunderstood me. Things like that. Maybe not you as such at first, that's more further into the relationship, but watch how they talk about other people, watch how critical and judgmental they are of other people, and if you question them about it, watch how they brush it off. Stories about exes. All the exes are crazy. Yes, we can all have one or two exes that aren't ideal, depending on how many relationships people have had. But all the exes are crazy. And most often they'll not want you talking to any of those exes. Gaslighting. When you end up questioning yourself more and more, they will gaslight and project any of their own insecurities onto others. When someone who claims they love you calls you insecure, sensitive, crazy, claim you have mental health problems, and this can be within the first 6 months of a relationship with one, they're doing it to gaslight you. Where if you do have I don't want to say problems, but if you do have problems from past trauma or things that have happened in your past to overcome, which most of us do, people that cared about you would not call you crazy. They would want to support you. They would want to build you back up. They would want to help you out. They wouldn't want to drag you back down. Exaggeration. They will exaggerate and lie about any achievements or talents. They lie about past accomplishments or exaggerate what they have achieved. Time. They want every second of your time, call and message to see if you're okay all the time. And this can seem really sweet at first, yet they'll soon start sulking when they cannot get hold of you. They might begin to give you the silent treatment, or some are lacking in time and are so busy at work they'll give you little time, but enough to keep you hooked, because they might work but the rest of that work is actually another partner. Envy. Very jealous of what others are or what others have. Very resentful of others. They are incredibly envious of others and believe others envy them. They behave arrogantly and they seem conceited and boastful. They really think that they are entitled to the best of everything. They even expect and insist on having the best of everything. For example, the best clothes, the best car, the best house, the best holidays, the best of everything. Whatever they can afford personally in their personal situation, or whatever you can afford to give them. Addictions. Many have substance or gambling issues or addictions of some form. Exploit. They mistreat people, using others to meet a need of their own, only calling that friend or family member if they want something, ignoring people who don't jump every time they ask them to. They are more than happy to take advantage of others to get what they want. A few more. They have significant interpersonal problems and feel easily slighted. They will react with rage or contempt and try to belittle the other person to make themselves feel better, to appear superior. They have difficulty regulating their emotions and their own behaviour. They have major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change, and they may not show this to all others. They can feel depressed and moody because they fall short of their own sense of perfection and their own insecurity, shame and vulnerability and humiliation, at which they hide deep within themselves. So they'll not show that to many people, that side of them. They will lie about anything and everything, often believing their own lies. They will project all their feelings onto you. They will blame all their issues onto you. They can be violent, especially when caught out on a lie. They will twist and turn your words in any way possible. They can give you the silent treatment. They talk badly about you to everyone around them, often making up stories of what you are doing to them when in fact they are doing it to you. They might cheat or have cheated in most, if not all, previous relationships, seemingly with little to no remorse or blaming the crazy exes for the narcissist's infidelity. They take no financial responsibility, often taking as much money from you as they can. Some signs within yourself to watch out for. When someone just feels off, when something just feels off about someone, making up excuses for why things don't add up with them. When you start to try and justify someone else's behaviour, it's time to see it for what it is and not for who you want to see and who you want them to be, and walk away. When someone is testing your boundaries constantly, they don't have respect for you. It's time to walk away. Your instincts are warning you. If something in your gut feels wrong, something usually is wrong, and it's time to walk away. Most have one personality trait of narcissism, so don't worry about someone who likes to achieve a lot if they don't go around exploiting others to achieve, or someone with less patience if they don't start having a go or start having arguments with others. Don't misjudge a confident person if they don't go around putting others down. If a confident person raises others up, then they're just confident and want to see other people happy. Look at the bigger picture within a person. Look for their actions, not the words. Do their actions match the words? If someone's behaviour doesn't sit right with you, then that person is not for you. You do not have to make up excuses, reasons, validate why they do what they do. It doesn't sit right with you, and that's for them. And for you, walk away and find someone where you can have those two-way conversations. They treat you with respect. They respect your boundaries. You can and you will, if you want to meet someone, you can and you will meet someone that is right for you and not someone that just continuously brings you down. I shall add in the description the links of where you can find me on social media, a video on how to outsmart a narcissist. I'll add a video on the signs of a covert narcissist also. Anyone else has any signs that they've picked up on when dealing with narcissistic people? Any red flags in the beginnings of relationships or any behaviours you've noticed with a narcissist that you've been around? Please do also add those in the comments to help other people recognise the disorder. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.